So it's great to reconnect. I got to meet you and your beautiful family in the magical town of Yellow Spring, Ohio this summer as part of freaking Camp Chappelle. It was amazing. I've got a t-shirt. I've got memories. I've got, it really is like a summer camp.
I ended up going pretty crazy there. I bought a scooter and then three other motorcycles, and so somebody had an accident on my moped, like they on my motorcycle, and they hurt themselves pretty badly, like they cracked their shoulder and stuff.
Oh wait. So that happened before I got on Michelle's moped and was like running around.
Yeah, so everybody was looking at you on there like, not Andrew.
Oh, that's why everyone was scared shitless. Because I was like, guys, I'm an adult male. Like this isn't like freaking Harley or something. Like it's
That's
gonna be
what
all
you
right.
would think. That's what you would think. Next thing you know, parking a scooter can fracture two of your shoulders. I still to this day don't know how he did it, but I'm glad he's okay. Matthew, I'm sorry. I love you. I hope you're well.
Yeah, shout out to you, Matthew. Hope your shoulders are all right. I'm so glad that at least some people were documenting parts of the camp experience because I know that someone was working on a project for it, and I can see exactly how you got addicted to buying two-wheeled vehicles there because it's summer, it's beautiful, you're just roaming around. And so I see why you didn't stop at the moped. I defend you, Mo. I defend you and your three motorcycles on top of it.
I appreciate it. I needed that. I was going really smart because I was like, yeah, I haven't ridden motorcycles in at least 12 years. So let's get like a 120cc little scoot situation. Put a boombox that's almost bigger than the entire scooter itself on the back of it. Enjoy these, cinematic.
Beautiful. Gorgeous. You go there, like, you just look out, it's like Americana cornfields, like sunshine. It was gorgeous.
I would pretend like I'm on American Pickers. I would constantly like stop and she's like, oh, what is this item? This antique from the 40s. It's very nice. Like stop at a rusted filled farm or something. Like, and I would attempt to buy some of their junk that's in the yard. That's like one of my favorite pastimes when I was just trying to decompress. It was so much fun.
So how did your wife feel about the purchases?
This is a common question. More common than I ever thought it would be. Yeah, it's just like I didn't really tell her. I just did it. I was very smart about it though. I was like a traditional Arab trader. I was like, I don't know, I was really like checking out the market, what are the pricing?
Honey, I bought the death machine smart. I was a savvy death machine buyer.
And then she divorced me. That's how this all works out,
It's a very clear progression. That's why they have that divorce lawyer office attached to the motorcycle dealing now.
I bet there's a few of them.
Dude, this is a $1 billion business idea. That's why I'm the entrepreneur. I've got a vision. You could attach all sorts of midlife crises services to the motorcycle dealership. It's like, what? You're here buying a bike?
Would you like these brand new overpriced sunglasses that make you look 30 years younger? That's how I justify my purchases. And like sunglasses, I have you can't just buy regular sunglasses or else you just destroy them, throw them out. You won't respect them. You have to buy something of value that you have to care for them, especially if they have like resale value as well. Like, oh no, I can't lose these. Where are these? It makes you way more conscious of them.
Well, I think to me there's like a threshold where something becomes real. And its reality often is commensurate to whatever you paid for it. It's like if you buy like $5 sunglasses, they're not real. You can like lose them, sit on them, like throw them out. No one cares. But that as soon as you break through a certain investment threshold, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is an actual item of mine that I associate with myself. and it says something about me and I take pride in, or whatever it is. What is that threshold for me? When does something become real?
When does it become real? Like if it doesn't exist otherwise, like, this is garbage.
So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if you, like, I'm campaigning for the special Senate candidates. And I was getting some food for my family. It was one of those curbside pickup things. And so I stopped to park the car. There's an automated reader And I was like, I don't know how long it's going to take me to pick up this food. So I stick the credit card in the reader, and I'm just jamming in like add time, add time, add time, because like I was like, I don't want to calculate like the 25 cent per 8 minute threshold. I don't want to like cut it that close, because like who knows how long that like some of these places take. So like that parking experience was like below my reality threshold. I was just like let's just make it so that I'm not gonna have to deal with this for a minute. It's one reason I became so passionate about universal basic income. I mean, there are a lot of reasons, but just like we're now such a society of folks who are making that time money trade off all of the time, and I still do it, obviously. Though now the threshold has to be higher for me to say like, okay, it's going to be worth my cycles to try and save that quarter or whatever it is. When I was a kid growing up, the child of immigrants in this country, like a quarter was precious, and I would go to the arcade and then play it and then just try and win for as long as possible. It's like that you had to like stretch the value of that quarter to a point where like you could entertain yourself all day on it, ideally.
That Street Fighter game at the corner store before high school or after high school was like the one. That's the game. If you can just make that quarter keep that was it.
That was like our test of value as like a teenager. It's like if you can win. And then it became not only can you win, but can you win with an obscure character? It's like it's not enough to be good at Ryu or Guile and defend your quarter. But then eventually when you're like, I'm just going to screw around, I'm just going to choose Blanca.
Never choose Blanca. Oh my God, never knew how to play with that guy.
And then there'd be like this ooh from like the people being like, he's choosing Blanca. It's like a real expression of of like confidence or cockiness. The ultimate cockiness was Dahalsim, which is, now that I reflect on it, a somewhat racist portrayal of like a Hindu warrior whose limbs stretched.
I love how you just like sat there for a second. Now that I think about it, just like maybe it was a racist portrayal of just seeing this kid. Like I saw the kid in you, like. Now that I think about it, maybe I shouldn't have played with that character at all.
Well, he was also awful as a character. Like he was like the closest thing to a sure loss was if you played with that guy. It could be that Mo and I are somewhat dating ourselves. It seems like you and I came of age around the same time. But I feel like even the kids know Street Fighter. I hope it's eternal. I hope it's one of those things.
I saw my nephews playing Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat just over Thanksgiving.
Nice. Yes.
But it was like, wow, this is the Mortal Kombat y'all are growing up with. That's pretty cool.
Is it much better than ours?
It's so much better. The graphics are insane. Arguable. Though it depends. I actually like the classic. I mean, just seeing what they're dealing with. I mean, seeing the graphics, I kind of miss the dodgy graphics and the, and seeing the pit of death. Like it's a little bit different. A little bit more really gruesome, actually.
I am definitely old enough now where I look back on certain things as like the standard or the golden years. You know what I mean? Like the 90s video games, 80s and 90s music. Like it comes on, I'm like, they don't make this like they used to.
You're reminding me of a joke, an amazing comedian, Jack Mayberry. He's like, you ever ride around with somebody old that always tell you where things didn't used to be? You just be sitting there going, see that there? It wasn't there. All the way from there, all the way to whoa, over there. That wasn't there either. Hey, look at that. That wasn't there. That wasn't there from all the way from there to all the way to whoa, over there. It wasn't there. Hell, it was just dark. There was nothing out here. It's just so fun. That's what you reminded me of right now.
That's actually a reasonable summation of what's gone wrong with the country, which is that it really is, hey, we need to change things versus no, let's stay the same, have the same rules forever. And then we don't really have the capacity to actually change some of these institutions.
Explain that for
a lot of people are upset over the fact that the Electoral College and the popular vote aren't lining up terribly well. So you have folks who want to get rid of the Electoral College. But in order to get rid of the Electoral College, you would need a supermajority of states to get on board with that. And there's zero chance that Kansas and Nebraska are going to be like, you're right. We shouldn't have this much say. So it's one of those things where you look at it and be like, look, this is not changing in the way that some people are arguing in any realistic fashion, as long as you have that standard. There are a lot of things that right now we're having trouble shifting because there's really no consensus or no governing majority. And it's something that makes me very sad. It's why I'm in Georgia, honestly, is that I hoped that we would have a government that could actually address some of the big problems coming into 2021, because we've got major problems. And instead, it looks like we're going to struggle with a degree of gridlock and dysfunction for the foreseeable. And so you have this framework that's set up that says what you can do, and you can't change it unless you had, let's call it a supermajority. Let's call it 60 senators or whatever it is in the current rules. And so the frustration is setting in on both sides. We're having increasingly incoherent conversations about it, and it makes me very sad.
It makes me very sad too. Like I told you in the beginning of this conversation, I mean, you were the first campaign that I ever vote. I mean, like, not only did I want to vote for you, but I contributed to.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you for listening in. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you did, please do subscribe to Yang Speaks and click on notifications so we can let you know every time we have a new episode.